There are many types of missionaries in the world today. Some are sent by the church, some are volunteers, and some are called by God. Because we know that pastors in churches, they can't do all the work. It's the involvement of the church members who actually bring the work to completion. And so I want to introduce to you today Janeesh. He's our brother from here in southeast India. He's from the Trivandrum area of Kerala. And Janeesh, welcome.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you, how did you get interested in biblical matters?
Thank you. I was not an Adventist at that time, but some of my friends were, and it was my goal to prove their faith was wrong. So I went to their church with them to debate their Adventist pastor. After an intense discussion, I learned that the pastor's view felt more correct and were clearer to me than the views of my own church. I started to make an attempt to learn more about the truth. Every Friday evening, I attended the Adventist Church, and after Vespers, I would sit with my friends to study the Bible. This really helped me.
And how did the Sabbath change your life?
After the study, I went to my church and shared the new truth. But everyone there said that these teachings were unbiblical and wrong. They said that the Sabbath keepers are accursed people. But as I learned, it became clearer. I confirmed that the Sabbath was true and that the Sabbath worship is the true worship. Then I understood that the Bible never said anything against the Sabbath, but instead supported it.
Mm-hmm. And as you began learning these new truths, you wanted to share them with friends, I imagine. When you did that, when you shared with your village friends, how did they react?
After I studied the Bible with my friends, I went around the village and told them that the Sabbath is the true day of worship. Along with my friends, I distributed Adventist literature in my village. We actually bought the literature and distributed it all for free. After that, we handed out all of the literature, and then we conducted a meeting. Then, with the help of the Adventist pastor, we conducted an even bigger meeting. Our village people have been exposed to the truth before. The meeting did a wonderful work there.
And you faced many, many challenges in many different areas. Threats, the opposition of different members in other denominations. And also, 2 years ago, you were diagnosed with cancer. And I understand the doctor said you had only 6 months to live. But you're still here.
Yeah.
How does this new challenge, how do you face this new challenge in your life?
After I was baptized into the Seventh-day Adventist Church, my friends and I visited the village and held debates with other denomination pastors. After this incident, I was diagnosed with cancer. All of the pastors and members of my former church said that this was a curse from God for joining the Adventist Church. Unless you return to our church, you will not be healed, they told me. But I was so confident of the truth, I did not bother much. I stood firm in the faith. There were so many people praying for me now. Doctors told me that I would live for only 6 months. But here I am, 2 years after the given time, living by His grace.
Wow. And where did you find encouragement to keep moving forward in growing God's church with so many challenges?
ധാരാളം വെല്ലുവിളികൾ എനിക്ക് നേരിടേണ്ടതായിട്ട് വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്.
There were so many challenges I had to
ഭവനത്തിൽ
face.
തന്നെയായിരുന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ട്
The
ഞാൻ
first
ആദ്യം
was from
ചെയ്തത്
my own
എൻ്റെ
home.
ഭവനത്തിലുള്ള
So I
എൻ്റെ,
decided to teach my
അമ്മയെയും,
mother and sister.
അനിയത്തിയെയും ഈ അഡ്വെന്റിസ്റ്റ് തത്വങ്ങൾ പഠിപ്പിക്കുകയും
I
അവരെ
taught them both,
സ്നാനപ്പെടുത്തുകയും ചെയ്യുക
and to my
എന്നുള്ളതാണ്
surprise,
പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ലക്ഷ്യം.
they
അതുകൊണ്ട്,
decided to be
അവരെ ബൈബിൾ തത്വങ്ങൾ
baptized.
പഠിപ്പിക്കുകയും അവരെ ആദ്യം
I was so
സ്നാനപ്പെടുത്തുകയും
glad they
ചെയ്തു.
became
തുടർന്ന്
Adventist.
ഞാൻ, എൻ്റെ സുഹൃത്തുക്കളും ഒന്നിച്ച് ചേർന്ന് ഞങ്ങളുടെ വില്ലേജിലേക്ക് ഒരു
After this, I was free to give Bible studies to the villagers.
കൊണ്ടുവരാനുള്ള ശ്രമങ്ങൾ നടത്തുകയും ചെയ്തു.
Brother Janeesh, I understand that in your community there's also a congregation that's growing. Can you share a little bit about that?
ഞങ്ങൾ വലിയൊരു മീറ്റിംഗ് നടത്തിയതിന് ശേഷം ഏകദേശം
After we conducted the big meetings, about 350 people from the village came to hear the message.
അതിനുശേഷം
This was a new experience for them. At these meetings, 8 people got baptized. Out of the 8, 6 were younger and 2 were elderly people. Now there are about 25 people coming regularly to attend the worship services. There is no church. It's a Bible study center. Every Wednesdays and Fridays we have Bible studies there. Many young people come there and study the Bible. This place is known as the Youngsters' Church in the village. This is because many of the youth here live with lots of bad habits. But they come to this congregation and their lives are changed. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. And viewers at home, we want to encourage you to take part in mission. This is God's work, and the more that you get involved, the sooner Jesus will return. Thank you so much for watching this story. I'm Yarley Simon reporting for Mission 360.